This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services.
A lot of firms out there say they will do tax planning, say they will do Social Security planning and RMD planning, and typically they just do investment management. They want your money.
You've worked hard your whole life to earn and save. Now you need a plan to make that money work hard for you.
Where do you stand today with your retirement accounts, with your insurance, with Social Security, RMDs, taxes, all of it? This is how we need to think. We need to think outside of the box on these matters.
Abe is here to help you unlock the keys to your retirement.
Everybody take a big breath. We have made it through 2022. We are in the new year, Abe.
Happy New Year.
And happy to be here.
Happy New Year. It's a great holiday season. How about for you, Heather?
Absolutely. Lots of family, lots of friends. Well, we were joking off the air before. Everybody's been asking me, how was your holiday? Was it great? Did you have a Merry Christmas? Yes, but you know how I judge holidays. Was it successful? I think that every middle-aged woman in America is not about how much they enjoyed it or relaxed. Was everybody else enjoying it? It's about success rates for me.
Yeah, Shelley was a little stressed out leading up to Christmas, because she's the one that wraps all the gifts and all the presents.
Same.
She was asking for my help with those, and I said, do you want these gifts to be presentable? You want the wrapping to be on the box? And so she took over. But yeah, there's a lot of gifts, when you look at both sides of the family and all the wrapping and planning, it's nice when you can actually celebrate and then kind of be done with it at the same time. And
that's right.
I love that week between Christmas and New Year's where you can just sit back and reflect at the past year and look forward to the new year. And you had some great time off and ready for 2023, and Happy New Year to you and to everyone listening.
Y'all are New Year's resolutions people, aren't you? And Shelley, you said resolutions. All right. What are the resolutions for this year?
We want to focus on our health. I've heard a lot about that from our team, from our clients, and just, exercising more, watching what they eat more, losing weight. That's big for us too. I want to climb another mountain myself this year.
Wow.
Planning on going out to Whistler and climbing that mountain, which is over 36 hours, the equivalent of Mount Everest.
Incredible.
So I love putting something big on the calendar every year, something I can look forward to, something that's going to challenge me. And I would encourage all listeners as well. Put something big on your calendar this year. Life is short. Challenge yourself. And this is where we grow when we get outside of our comfort zone. And then just in regards to Shelley and I, just spending more quality time together. Life moves fast, especially in the DC metro area. So just getting to spend some quality time together, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes a day for us as business owners, that goes a long ways. And just trying to nurture and grow our personal relationship as well.
Thinking about changes we want to make, getting into the new year, ideas, goals, resolutions that we have for ourselves. We had the chance to hear from a few of our listeners about their own personal goals and resolutions. And here's what some of them had to say.
Get in shape and spend more time with my family.
My New Year's resolution is to spend more time with my grandmother. She's at the point where I need to spend more time with her.
I'd like to better balance my work and family life.
That seems to fall right in line with the stuff that you were just preaching, Abe,
Exactly.
for some of our listeners here.
Exactly.
But there have got to be lots of people, I think, particularly focusing on what we have just come off of in last year, focusing on what kind of financial resolutions that they want to make for the new year. So how does that conversation begin with your clients? What have you been hearing from them?
Lately, Heather, from both of our clients and team members, I've heard about them wanting to take advantage of opportunities and having a plan, right? So, those of those people listening that are not clients of ours, a lot of people don't have a plan, and the plan that they do often have is what we call a phase one accumulation investment focused plan, right? Focused on growth. And how could you not be if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s? You're focused on saving, right? Saving for retirement, saving enough to actually pull the trigger and retire. So that is going to be our primary focus during our working career, is put enough money away so we can enjoy the next 30 to 40 years of our lives.
Yeah.
But like many people that call into our show and then come into our office and then ultimately become clients, the amount of money they have saved isn't the problem. So here they are stuck in a phase one accumulation growth focused plan. But the couple I'm going to tell you about right now, they have $3.5 million saved.
That's amazing.
They've done a fantastic, darn good job of saving. The amount of money that they've saved, $3.5 million, is not the issue. That's plenty enough money. They're not going to spend all that money over their lives. They're probably going to pass a lot of money on and have a wonderful retirement by enjoying that income and distribution that can come off of that big pot of money. So the amount of money isn't the problem for them. And this couple lives in Fairfax, Virginia. They called into our show and ultimately have become clients because they have a phase 1 plan, but they didn't have a phase 2 plan. And that phase 1 plan focuses on that accumulation and that investment growth and rate of return. And they're like, okay, you know what? We have done well.
Yeah.
And that plan worked for us during our working career. And here we are, Abe and the team, and we're in our early to mid 60s, and we're retiring this year in 2023. We have $3.5 million, but here was a problem. Other than having that big bucket of money and that phase 1 plan for investments, they had no other plan. So the husband specifically had a big pension decision to make. They both had decisions to make regarding Social Security. They had decisions to make about, okay, which firm do we work with now? Because we have this big bucket of money, but we have no plan for phase 2. We have no plan to have a firm help us transition successfully into retirement. And we need that help. And we're asking our existing advisory firms for pension decision help and Social Security decision help and how to reduce taxes, how to reduce risk, how to generate income from our portfolio. And we're getting either no answers or we're getting these very generic mass advice answers. And so they called us and came in, and that was the issue with them. They had no plan to transition successfully into phase 2. The solution for them was putting together a comprehensive phase 2 retirement plan that addresses all those things that I just mentioned, right? People are wondering, Abe and the team, how can I enjoy the last 30 to 40 years of my work? I have $3.5 million. I have $1 million. I have $5 million. I've got $2 million. Whatever it is, I don't know how to generate income. And I want to enjoy this, and I don't want to be worried about getting to 90 and then running out. I don't want to be worried about getting to 85 and then having a healthcare event. I want to make the right Social Security decision for myself. I want to find ways to reduce taxes on this $3.5 million. Can you help? Because I'm not getting the answers elsewhere. And that's what we provided for them, Heather, was a comprehensive where do I stand plan, a comprehensive phase 2 plan to help them transition successfully into full retirement. If you're listening right now and you sound a little bit like this couple and many couples and people that we talk about on our show, and you are 55 or older, late 50s, 60s, maybe 70s, and you don't have a plan for phase 2, a full phase 2 retirement, we want to offer you that same complimentary Where Do I Stand plan report to help you transition into full retirement successfully.
Abe, I don't have to explain to you that something else a lot of people are thinking about in this new year is what will come from the markets. And will this bear market end in 2023? Financial advisor Eddie Gabor was telling Fox Business he thinks the pain of last year will continue this year. Here's what he said.
We've lost trillions of dollars of wealth, the most amount of wealth we've ever lost as a country. That's going to have a very negative impact on consumer demand, and that's why I think we're going to see this next leg down over the next few months.
But Abe, many of us have seen these losses and don't want to see them anymore. So how can we stop the bleeding?
Yeah, Heather, we flirted with the bear market. We pretty much ended 2022 in a bear market, pretty much. The S&P was down right at negative 19, negative 20%. And that's what, most people lost in 2022, somewhere between 15 and 20%, and maybe more if you were invested very heavily in maybe aggressive stocks or tech stocks or what have you. So, we just talked about a mountain climb or just a few minutes ago. And I'm thinking about a mountain, right? And you've got, phase 1, like we always talk about, and then phase 2. And the difference between that ascent and descent is huge. 80% of all climbing accidents happen on the way down a mountain, right? A slip, a fall. And so if you can clip in your gains and start thinking about protecting the last 30 to 40 years of your work as you approach the top of your own retirement mountain. And as you start transitioning into phase 2 and start descending down your own mountain, that's exactly the way you want to think. Because look, we're already down 15 or 20 coming off of 2022. If we go down another 10, 15, 20, which is possible, then the average amount of time it takes to rebound and recover and recoup those losses is typically somewhere between 3 to 5 years. No one has a crystal ball. No one knows when we'll see the bottom, when things will turn around. But man, we certainly don't want to have things get worse if we can kind of control that and plan for it. And that's the key, is having a plan. So we recently had a couple call in to the show, come into the office, and then become clients. And here's why. They are in their mid-60s. They live in Herndon, Virginia. They have about $2 million saved. They're a 6 on our risk scale of 1 to 10, just slightly north of middle of the road. They're retiring in 2 to 3 years, and all of their money, Heather, was at a big box firm. If I mentioned the name, everyone would be familiar with the name. And last year, before coming to see us, they were down 20%. You're talking about losing about $400,000 off of what their portfolio was January 1st of 2022. Nothing in their life savings had downside protection. Nothing. There was no safety. There was nothing built in where even a piece of the portfolio had protection on the downside to protect them from losses. They had the traditional stock bond mix of a retirement planning portfolio, the traditional way to put together that portfolio or a portfolio. Well, stocks were down about 20% last year and bonds were down about 11, 12, 13. Nothing was safe. Everything was off limits. Everything was down. And their advisory firm was saying, hang in there. Here's a couple who's literally pulling the trigger and going to retire in the next 24 months. Down $400,000, very concerned about what's going to happen in 2023 and beyond, as most people are. And hang in there and ride it out and hope for the best. And the markets will come back. And we're in the same boat as you. Is not comforting for someone who is 62, 58, 65, 72 at the goal line of their own retirement. And there have got to be better ways to do things, and there are. So by working with a firm who specializes in helping you transition into full retirement, or if you're already fully retired, working with a firm that focuses and emphasizes and works with people in retirement is key, right? Because these big box firms are working with people in their 30s and 40s. They're working with everybody. They work with anyone that has money. You want to work with a specialist. You want to work with someone who really works with someone that is transitioning into full retirement or is already there. That's what they were missing. A phase 2 retirement plan that does focus on protection, preservation, income and distribution, Social Security decisions, reducing tax. And so what we did for them, Heather, is we ended up helping them to protect 40% of their life savings from any future losses. A huge move in the right direction as they think about retiring in the next 2 years. If you are listening right now and you are working with a big box firm and you've been successful, or you've been working on your own, you're a successful do-it-yourself investor, if you don't have a plan to help yourself transition into phase 2, if you don't have a plan to protect part of your life savings from further loss, we want to offer you what we offered this couple, a complimentary portfolio x-ray and analysis to find out how you're invested, how much risk you're taking, what is the right allocation for this next phase of your life, what are you paying in fees. Get a portfolio x-ray right now, complimentary from us. If you're 55 and older and if you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement, go to retirementkeyradio.com, click on the Contact Us tab at the top of the page, and we can begin to have these same conversations with you as well.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit retirementkeyradio.com. And join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. on WMAL.
Investment advisory services offered through Abish Financial Wealth Management, LLC, number 310633, a registered investment advisor firm. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish Inc., Virginia license number 131017.